I wanted to do a talk on the importance of Karuna, which is the Pali word, and it tends to be translated as compassion. It's a big part of spiritual practice, and we often talk about the two wings of Dhamma, or truth, or the nature of reality, or the Buddhist teachings would be wisdom and compassion. You have wisdom and compassion, and they go together, and you need both, and they tend to grow or develop symbiotically, as you have more wisdom, you become more compassionate. As you are able to engage in compassion, it is easier to develop wisdom. And compassion is really important. It's an important set of your mindset or your attitude. Um, this practice doesn't, the spiritual practice doesn't work, Buddhist practice, if you're really hard on yourself. And we tend to be that way in this, particularly in this society. And so you talk about the hindrances, talk about the kilesas. I should do a talk on those. And so if you're looking at, you have attachment, aversion, and ignorance. I'm just briefly. So aversion, it's one of the hindrances of the path. And if you're beating yourself up because you're not living up, if you're a perfectionist, being hard on yourself, um, then that's an aversive tendency. It also stems from ignorance, as they all do, more and on. But if think of it like a puppy. The teacher Jack Cornfield talks about, you have this puppy and it makes messes, but the way to train it is to really be gentle and loving. It doesn't help if you beat it. So, you stay, like we do in meditation for the mind, trying to stabilize the mind and develop some equilibrium, some equanimity and wisdom. And so you tell the puppy to stay, it runs off and pees in the corner, but you don't beat it, you just bring it back, stay. And so compassion is a vital asset, and sometimes, a lot of times, you can't control the way things are. And I'll talk more about this too. All these Buddhist ideas are interconnected, and actually, I should talk about interdependent origination as well. But anyways, I digress. Uh, so the compassion, where was I? The compassion is an important aspect of your spiritual development. A lot of times you can't control things, you can't control the outcome of things. Things are as they are due to causes and conditions, and that's karma, that's kama. Kama is the Pali word for karma, Sanskrit, which actually literally means action. There's another talk I could do. I'm just spitballing it here, as always. Um, so something happens, and let's say something happens and you get upset. You can't do anything about that. So the event has already occurred and you're already upset. Now the only thing you can really do, first of all, is your mindset. And I'll talk about that in another discussion. And secondly, to bring compassion to yourself. A lot of these things that happen they're impersonal. They're not your fault. They just happen, and you can't take them personally. You can't hold yourself personally responsible for them. The only thing you can do now is kind of accept the nature of reality and don't be hard on yourself. And I've found not necessarily a formal practice of compassion, but I found at a certain time in my practice it started to develop spontaneously, and I found it immeasurably helpful. That's all for now.